Sea dragons. It is a marine fish related to the seahorses. The sea dragons consist of only 3 recognized species. Leafy Sea Dragon, Wheaty Sea Dragon, and Ruby Sea Dragon. Leafy Sea Dragon. The leafy sea dragon's body is covered with leaf-like appendages that help it to hide in seaweed and kelp. It is a marine fish in the family Enactidae, which includes sea dragons, pipefish, and seahorses. It is found along the southern and western coast of Australia. The leafy sea dragon propels itself by means of a pectoral fin on the ridge of its neck and a dorsal fin on its back closer to the tail end. These small fins are almost completely transparent and difficult to see as they undulate minutely to move the creature sedately through the water, completing the illusion of floating seaweed. Leafy sea dragons are smaller than weedy sea dragons. Wheaty Sea Dragon. They typically lives on the ocean floor rather than in seaweed and kelp, with reddish coloring and yellow spots or markings. Neither the leafy nor the weedy sea dragons have prehensile tails, meaning they can't hold onto branches or anything else with their tails. Sea dragons are shy, solitary fish that do not live in large schools, though they have been observed living in pairs. Ruby Sea Dragon. The ruby sea dragon is a deep red color with just a few very short, stump appendages, this type having been discovered in 2015. Ruby sea dragons have been found living in much deeper water than the other species, which may be why they were not discovered until recently. Common name, sea dragon. Lifespan, 2 to 10 years. Length, 20 cm to 24 cm, that is, 10 inches to 12 inches. Sea dragons are carnivorous fish. Sea dragons don't have teeth. Their digestive system is not fully developed. They are monogamous in wild. Monogamy is a relationship with only one partner at a time, rather than multiple partners. A female produces up to 250 pink eggs. They are fertilized when she deposits them onto the male's tail. The eggs attach to a region called the brood patch, which supplies eggs with oxygen until they hatch. As with seahorses, the male cares for the eggs until they hatch, which takes about 9 weeks. Sea dragons tend to drift with the currents because they are not strong swimmers. They hide and wait for their prey, ambushing it when it gets close to them rather than chasing down their food. They are limited to what they can eat because their mouths form long tubes and they do not have jaws that open. Sea dragons wait in hiding for their prey, ambushing and eating any creatures small enough to fit in their mouths. They swallow their food whole because they lack working jaws for chewing, plus they have no teeth. To capture their prey, they use powerful suction from their jaws that sucks in the victim. They must consume everything they eat as though they were drinking it through a straw. Once it's in their mouths, the sea dragons can swallow their prey whole. They eat fish larvae, tiny crustaceans, very small fish, sea lice, musset shrimp, worms, and zooplankton. The main threat to the continued existence of these animals is the destruction of habitat, mainly the loss of seaweed and seagrass beds. This is caused by human activity, especially pollution, as well as changes brought about by global warming. These animals have also been harvested by humans to be kept as aquarium pets, an activity that severely diminished the population. In the 1990s, laws were enacted in most places where sea dragons are found that protected them, and at this point, the population appears fairly stable. The current conservation status of these animals is near threatened, NT, according to the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN.